Hey everybody, I'm Josh J. Wittenkeller, and I'm here with a face that you've probably seen several times before. Jason Klaczynski, three-time world champion, never fails to stay relevant. How is that, do you think? What keeps bringing you back to the top table over all these years? And don't you dare say luck, because I won't believe you.
It's you guys streaming me. You're like, hey, we want to stream your match. That's what you're doing it to yourselves, right? You're making me famous.
But you keep winning. We could keep streaming your losses.
I didn't do too great at cities this year, but I started off okay at regionals. I'm 3-0 today, so caught some breaks today. Okay,
well, we'll springboard off of that. Last time I saw you at cities, you're talking about Seismitoad and how you cut the Jirachi, and you wanted to go streamlined. Jirachi's back. Why did you go with Jirachi again? Almost everybody is now.
So anybody that plays Pokemon knows the game is all about supporters. Playing supporters, allows you to do everything. And when I cut Jirachi, we're kind of talking about two different decks. Originally, earlier in the season, I was playing a Seismitoad Garbodor deck. So the idea was I want to open Seismitoad. It's straight Seismitoad Garbodor. With Garbodor, I don't play any abilities, so I just want to open Seismitoad. And what I ended up doing is I had two Trubbish and a Jirachi. And I kept opening with Jirachi and Trubbish, which really hurts when you're trying to Quaking Punch, on the first or second turn. So I decided an idea was maybe 1-2 Garbodor, 1 Trubbish, 2 Garbodor, which looks a little weird on paper, but...
Now we've seen those reverse lines.
Yeah.
Like Ross, 3 eggs, 4 execute.
Well, that has propagation, so that's a weird one. But the idea basically is that, you might be forced to Sycamore away an evolution card, but never a basic, because you could always put it on the bench. So 2 Garbodor kind of helps you, not only to draw into it, but with the prize issue. And I did 1-2, and I kept still opening with Trubbish and Jirachi, so eventually I'm just like, you know what, the Jirachi's got to go, and with that, the consistency's really hurt. I mean, you gain so much consistency when all your Ultra Balls could be supporters, especially on the first turn of the game because your VS Seekers can't do anything. So whatever I played, I wanted to have Jirachi, and I saw Seismitoad doing well with Slurpuff. I'm not sure who created the deck first. I saw, Jeremiah, a player from around here was playing it first, did well with it, so it may have originated with him. And I tried it out, liked the deck, and then there were a couple other gimmicks I wanted to fit in it that I managed to squeeze in.
Yeah, speaking of gimmicks and Pokemon that you don't like starting with, how about that Victini? That first game was gross.
Well, I wouldn't mind if he flipped over a Virizion. That would have been a lot nicer. Yeah.
Have you been able to do that yet? Victory piece?
Roast I have not, but it's going to be so satisfying when I do.
How about in testing? Does it ever work there? Because typically the matchup seems terrible on paper without the Victini. They're water resistant.
Oh yeah, Virizion Genesect is literally it's like if you put an R&D team in a room and you're like, all right, I want you to create cards that beat Seismitoad, and they're just like, all right, give it weakness, give it resistance, don't let them poison it, give it low retreat, let them switch cards. It's everything about that deck just wrecks you. So having a hard counter is nice. It definitely hurts our consistency, but I've lost to Virizion Genesect so much this season, and I'm just so sick of losing to it. I got to at least give myself an out. I had 2 Victini at first, and even that wouldn't do it, so I had to take out my computer search for the victory piece.
I saw it clogging your hand in this matchup. Yeah. Obviously not as good. What percentage-wise, like just throwing numbers out there, free-balling it, how much better of a matchup percentage-wise do you think it becomes with the Victini?
With the 2 Victini and the victory piece, it's huge. It actually probably...
Positive, would you say, even?
I would, actually. I would say I've played it extensively without the Victini, and that's probably, honestly, like, without Garbodor, that's probably about a 90-10 matchup. Literally, just the little variance you have in Pokemon of one player drawing a dead hand is your only way of winning, because they could have a Virizion active and just do nothing for turns and turns and turns because you're doing so little damage with Quaking Punch. Soon, all they need is a grass to stop laser, so probably goes from 10% to about 60, honestly. It's gigantic.
That's great. Hopefully,
I mean, 0 energy 200. You can't, argue that's
good. Hey, that's why we're talking about, the importance of tech plays. One little card can really change a matchup. We definitely see it here. Obviously slowed you down the first game. It is unfortunate, we're watching through that you had to close out that third game the way you did. It seemed like you were in a good position, but I think maybe you of all people could maybe help some of these people understand how easy it is to make these mistakes, over a long day.
It's weird. It's funny how you could be in a game and play a second supporter and nobody notices. Not that the judge doesn't know. It reminds you just like at Worlds, I put a second energy down. Everyone in the audience sees it, but when you're in the zone and you're thinking about different things, he Lysanders, and the first thing I'm thinking about, he overlooked the resistance on the Slurpuff, because if he's Y-Cycloning there, he's 10 short of a knockout.
I thought he was going to pull up like Drag Algae or something.
So I started thinking about, okay, this Slurpuff's going to live. What am I going to do next turn when this is active? And I didn't when the judge came over and, it's like, pause the game a second, I was like, oh no, did I attach 2 energy again? What did I do now?
Why is it always you? Why is it always 2s and other?
And then they're like, oh, I played Juniper and Lysander. And I was like, did you? How did we not notice that? But it's weird. Even the judges, you just get in the zone where you're focused on other things. You're thinking about your next play, and you overthink it. You get so far ahead of yourself that you forget the most basic things.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. He's had it happen. I've had it happen. Everybody, it's a game where you can beat yourself.
Isn't that the truth?
Well, Jason, want to wish you the best of luck. 3-0. It's a pretty good spot. Keep winning out. Keep disrupting. Maybe we'll see you again.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.